of polarity states that everything has its complete opposite. So when you start to think in positive terms, eventually the negative thinking will come in. But within the field of peace, you're right in the center. All right? Now in the center, you can look towards the positive, but you don't move from the center. You keep the balance. So I could be looking west and be right here. I don't need to move in relative to the earth in which I'm on. Or I can slowly turn around and look at east. Now I have choice. But if I'm doing 100 miles an hour west, it forces me not to look east. If I do, it'll be the end of me because we know it can happen. If I turn around, something runs out and get into an accident. And I'm just using as examples of metaphors in the physical world in which we live in. In the law of polarity, whatever's on that side has equal opposite that side, and it can easily be transferred. But when you stay at that centered place in the poles, you then look to the direction, whatever direction you're looking, you could perceive it to be good. Because it's all good, whether it's positive or negative. When you actually understand the field of electricity, a positive, negative, when it comes to science or electricity, the negative is where everything is born, not in the positive. The positive actually brings it to life, but everything is born at a negative pole in the polarity world. But people try to dismiss it. You can't. So everything is born. So when you look at both poles, they're all equal in their value, but they're both needed. Transcendence understands that. You don't dismiss the polarity. You actually understand how it works. So you would never take the negative side off a post in your battery, because if you did and just kept the positive on, the battery ain't going to work. All that energy comes up, boom, then the positive goes into the engine and makes it run.
And when you understand those concepts and that next experience comes up, you appreciate it. And that's what Frank is talking about.
Because it's unknown. That's why you appreciate it.
And that's what he's getting at is it's no matter what, if this is negative, this is positive, I know it's all part of the growth. It's all part of the expansion. And whatever way I'm focusing the light, it will expand. So this is why you can rest in knowing.
Yeah, when I say state, I'm not talking about a bland life at all. This is a very exciting life. But you're not...
And this life is much beyond what we're experiencing in this physical...
Yeah, these are just frequency outputs. So this table has a certain emits a frequency, a lower dense frequency. That's why it's dense. And then as we go into the air around us, it's moving, So there's a different frequency setting, but they all are all here in this unified field, in which we call like the matrix, or actually a holographic, to experience. So the physical body can hear, taste, smell, see, and touch. It can do all these five senses. Hopefully I named all five, but it doesn't matter.
I always do that too.
Yeah. But yet there's something that's coming from beyond that, where the energy is actually coming for the output to happen. Just like a projector projecting a movie onto a screen. It's just an imprint of a negative coming across a light, moving at 24 frames per second, that's projecting onto the screen in which we're all staring. So all we're looking this way, where it's coming from that way. But you must look in the direction of the projection. So the outside world is where we're looking onto. But that's not where it came from. This isn't the causation. The causation, we can spend 1,000, 1,000,000 lifetimes trying to find the causation. Something tells me we won't, but maybe we will. But I don't need to understand where it came from. I just need to know what direction and what am I pointing the light on to project it onto the outside world, in the physical world, to have the experience. And that's like, wow. All right? Now, there might be a time at a higher plane we'll understand the causations of things, because there's certain causations I understand. But at a deeper level, I don't know why it is when I let go of this mug, it falls to the ground. People, it's gravity. Well, why does gravity exist? Where did it come from? And we can go into that, but why? Why? We don't know. But I don't need to know not to let go of this unless I want to drop it. Just like these other laws and principles, if you understand them, you'll never have a shitty day. Yes, you'll break your foot, stub your toe, get a cold. Someone will break up with you. Just like someone says, I want to go on vacation, but I want to take my car, but I refuse to make right-hand turns. All right, you can get there. It'll be a long-ass road, but if you open up to making right-hand turns, stubbing your toe is what I say, you'll get there in a path of least resistance. But people are trying to avoid all these things that we find as fearful, and we never leave home, so to speak. And we get stuck in this mundane life. We really do. That's why I love watching these documentaries of people jumping out of helicopters with, on skis, and they start an avalanche and they're chasing it. I'm like, oh, wow. Wow. That doesn't mean I want to do that, but it allows me to expand my identification, my field of energy into what I like to do and move in a direction. And once I think it's impossible to get to that level, I have to stop. Why do I say it's impossible? I think I have to know now how to get there. I've never been there to know how to get there. It's just ridiculous. That's what a GPS is for. If you knew how to get there, you wouldn't need the GPS. Well, a higher guidance system is our ultimate GPS. We trust the one in our car or off the phone, but why aren't we trusting the one that was given to us by the universe? That's the question I ask myself every day. Why do I trust the GPS on my phone or in my car greater than the one that was given to me by the universe?